What's good YouTube, NeoNexudus here, bringing you a deck profile. As you can see, it's Mermails. A lot of you who have been following me over the years know that I don't usually like to play meta and things like that. But through recent trades and things like that, I've acquired most of the Mermail deck, and I got a good portion of it in a deal for £30. And to be honest guys, I got tired of losing at locals. I really did. I wanted something that was strong, something that could compete, and something that can take me to nationals. So I am planning to go to nationals, guys, if I can afford it, and providing I can find a group to go with. And you don't just take any old deck to nationals. I want to do well, and I thought I'll give it a try. What's the harm it can do? If I don't like it, I can just sell it and get a nice amount of money for it and invest it in other cards. So, enough drawing on. This is the Mermail deck that I took to my locals yesterday, the 12th of April. So yeah, let's get into it. We have our one lead, double Megalo. Yes, I know they're not secret rare, but I play what I can afford. Triple Tierce, 2 ultis and 1 ultra. Got them in a nice deal. Play triple Pike. He discards our water creatures, gets their effects off, and recruits other water creatures. Double Turge, triple Lind, 1 Gund. I did not realise how strong Gund was until I played Mermails, and quite frankly, this needed to go to 1. Yeah, it'd be really nice to play it at 3, but it being at 3 is just too strong. Play the 1 Osea. This may actually come out. It was sort of useful, but other cards could be used. So yeah, all I really used it for was to bring out Lind, so this may come out. Then moving on to the Atlanteans, we've got Dragoons, double Marksman, double Heavy Infantry. 2 and 2 seem to work okay. There were times in which I wish I saw them more often, so that's probably something that's going to change for the list. A lot of people have not been playing Heavy Infantry, and I personally don't understand it, because Mermails are a bunch of weak little monsters, apart from the level 7s. And even then, the highest attack ones they got is the 1 lead, which is 2/7. Yes, I know the argument can be made that you go into the extra deck for the power, but I like being able to make strong pushes and then overlaying into my combo pieces, if you like. So Heavy Infantry blowing up face-up cards was pretty good, especially when I hit things like Fiendish Chains and Kaiser Colosseums, Tenkeys and all things like that, Tensus. So I liked it, and I got 3 super Heavy Infantry for £3, so I can't really argue with that. Then we move on to our support cards. Double Aqua Spirit. I can see why this card is used in Mermails, but personally I did not find it that useful. So to be honest, I'm probably going to cut 1, leave 1 in there, test it next week, and if it's really not that useful, probably cut Aqua Spirit altogether. It's got a nice effect of switching opponent's monsters into switching their positions from attack position to defense position, but and obviously use it for overlaying into Bahamut Shark, which I'll tell you now guys, I did not have the full complete extra deck. I had to work off what I had at the time. I had bits coming through the post, but I had the main deck and I just wanted to play it. So yeah, this obviously makes you Bahamut Sharks in your other rank 4s, but I didn't find myself going to the extra deck that much. So Aqua Spirit's alright, but for me it's probably going to get a 1. Then we've got the 1 Undyne, 1 Controller, 1 Tidal. Undyne was okay. It wasn't anything special. Beginning of the game, he's not too bad. Middle of the game, he can set off a chain response of triggers and things like that to sort of get combos off here and there, if you like. But late game, he is so dead. And the annoying thing is, when you draw into controller, that means you've got an Undyne dead in deck. So, really, you don't want to, if you've got the controller in hand, you don't want to draw into the Undyne, because you can't use Undyne's effect. So, I don't know. I'm probably going to play test with it a bit more, but I'm unsure about Undyne Engine as well. But the thing I liked was, with the controller being able to synchro to things like Leo, which I'll show you in the extra deck in a minute, with my level 7s, which was actually put me in a very strong position against a Buju matchup. I'll talk more about my matchups later on, so yeah. So that's the monsters. A good portion of this deck is monsters. Then we move on to spells. Dark Hole. I see a lot of people not playing this in Mermail. I honestly don't know why. Dark Hole is a power card. It helped me out tremendously. And to be honest, I'd rather have the Dark Hole than the Book of Moon. I just would. Triple MST. Kaiser Colosseums. Opposing Abyss Spheres. 10 keys, 10 Sus. All that jazz. And then double salvage to get our stuff back to our hand. Traps. Triple Abyss Sphere. 1 Squall. Double Breakthrough Skill. Now, a lot of people say that Fiendish Chain is superior to Breakthrough Skill. And I sympathise with you, I really do. But Breakthrough Skill is a very handy card. I was also considering running Fiendish Chain over Breakthrough Skills. But I thought I'd give it a go, see what all the fuss is about, since everyone's, using Breakthrough Skill. And I happen to have a couple of commons laying around. It's pretty good, it stops monster effects like Gear Armours when they flip them and stuff like that. True, it does not do as much as Fiendish Chain, but it does what Fiendish Chain doesn't. In the sense that you don't worry about this card getting MST'd. Because when it's in your graveyard, you can remove Breakthrough Skill from play to negate a face-up monster effect on the field. But only during your turn. So, they have a Dweller on the field. You play Breakthrough Skill on it. You try and say, for instance, you go Marksman, Pitch, Heavy Infantry to target Dweller. Dweller effect is chained. You play Breakthrough Skill. Dweller is negated, and well, it blows up. So yeah. Then we've got TT and Warning. I wish I could run more traps than this. I want to run Mirror Force in this deck. The amount of times I wanted Mirror Force and it just wasn't there. It's very difficult for me playing a deck with so little traps. How many we've got? 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Only 8 traps. And I don't really class these cards here, the Abyss cards, as traps. I count them as extra monsters. Because these get you to your Lins. This can allow you to make rank 7 plays, rank 4 plays, etc. It's like Monster Reborn, really. These are the only traps that I count as traps, Breakthrough Skill, Warning, TT. But TT helped out so much yesterday, so much. But I guess it just takes some getting used to. Going on to the extra deck, we have our 2 tokens, because I have a Dracosac. Thank you, Darkness L 1989, Karibo token, Gauze token. So, Black Rose, Gungnir, Mistworm. Never made Mistworm, made Gungnir once, and it got Solemn Warninged. Never made Black Rose. Made Leo at least twice, so that was pretty good. Gestric Alucard, Levier, Leviathan Dragon. Never made any of my rank 3s. Gakuga Cowboy, Loveful Chain. Didn't make any of those. Made Digesto Emerald once. Never made Dweller. And I think I made Onrak once. So, then we move on to our rank 7s. We got Gaius. He came in very useful. Cannot tell you how powerful this card is. It is so powerful. Master of Blades, never made, and Draxac, made a couple of times. I was actually borrowing a Big Eye for the event, since mine still hasn't come through the post, but I'll have that probably by my next Mermail deck update. I plan to play with Mermails for a while, and you know, just see what happens. As you notice, I'm not playing Diva in the deck. I tested Diva, and I just didn't like it. I didn't like bringing out my marksman or my heavy infantry from the deck to synchro for a 5, or to, you know, and I didn't have any 8s in the extra deck. I didn't really see myself going into 8 that much, because you can do that with Diva, heavy infantry, and a level 4 monster, either your Pike, your Turge, or your Dragoons. So I really didn't see the point in Diva. You can chain Maxi to it, you can chain Effect Veiler to it, and it's such a weak monster to just have laying around on the field. Yes, it can make DeLorean, but you know, I just didn't really think I wanted it in there, to be honest. But there you go. Things that will be going in the extra deck, guys. Maybe Hermit Shark actually came the same day as the tournament, but I left for my tournament locals before this guy came through the post, so unfortunately I wasn't able to play him. Abyss Trite, courtesy of Darkness L 1989. That'll be going in there to go with the Bahamut Shark. And if I decide to play Diva, DeLorean, which I picked up in trades, will probably be going in there, because this guy can bounce your Abyss Spheres, it can bounce monsters to just make them stronger, make dead hands live if you like. So yeah, moving on to the side deck, I played one Trap Eater, saw it once, and it removed a Fiendish Chain, and then it got Black Horned, so that was annoying, but at least it got rid of the Fiendish Chain. This card is a really good sideboard tech, especially for Mermail, because it's level 4 tuner, so you can synchro and all that jazz, but also you can overlay it with him for rank 4, but he gets rid of annoying cards like Soul Drain, Macrocosmos, and Venus Chains, you know, bullshit like that. Now I played 2 Doomcow of the Night on the recommendation of Duncell 1989. This card did put in a lot of work, although I shot myself in the foot against my Gear matchup. I had this on field against his Zen mains, and then I activated my Aqua Spirits effect. I know, it's a scrap mistake, I shouldn't have done it, but I've never played with a deck like this before, so it's all a learning experience. But Doomcow, oh my god, it is such a great sideboard tech at the moment. People waste their resources, they waste their Veilers, they waste their Maxis just to get rid of this card. And I say, if you can run this card, do, but don't main it, because it can mess with the flow of your deck. Then we played Double Zombie World to combat them Fire Fists and Boojins and Gear Gear, all things like that. Even stops Monarchs, because you can't tribute summon for anything that's not a zombie. It really hurts Boojin. Really hurts Boojin, because they have to have a face-up Beast Warrior on the field to remove from play their face-up Beast Warrior Boojin monster, sorry, on the field to remove from play their turtles, their hares, their quillins, etc. And Zombie World did put in work, you know, it was pretty good. Played Double Xyz Encore. It worked, you know, it was in there in case I went against Evil Swarms. I liked it, you know. Gets rid of all sorts of annoying exceeds, because obviously playing Mermails, where a lot of your deck is like rank 7 orientated, level 7 orientated, sorry, you want Xyz Encore to get rid of Ophion. I played one System Down to combat the Gear Geo matchup. Didn't actually see this card. Played one DNA Surgery. Arguably, I could have gone with 3 Zombie World, and I might actually do that. But DNA Surgery is alright. You know, Fire Fist matchups, Boojin matchups, Gear Geo matchups, Dragon matchups. You know, Double light mirror, once again Boojins. Boojins are my pet peeve deck at the moment. I really do not like Boojin. So it says fuck you Boojin, fuck you Lightsworn, fuck you Constellar, just fuck you light base decks. Double debunk, in case of any graveyard effects or hand effects. Goes in versus Boojin, stops their Crane, stops their graveyard effects. And double overworked for Fire Fists and Boojin. See, a lot of this side deck is geared against Boojin. Overworked, the debunk, that. I think the only cards that aren't in there against Boojin are these three. The Xyz Encore and the System Down. But there is a thing of oversiding. You could think you're counter-siding, but you're actually oversiding, and you see too many of your sideboard cards and not enough of your main board cards, like your pikes, your dragoons, your guns, your lins, etc. Because of, you don't see these cards if you're siding too much of these, and that can actually stop the flow of your deck. So oversiding is a thing, but then again, so is undersiding, so you've got to try and find the right balance. But I do recommend picking up Trap Eaters, guys. I'm sorry this video has gone on for so long. I'm just going to briefly talk about my matchups. There was only 8 people that entered our local tournament, unfortunately, so there wasn't really... There was competition, but there wasn't a lot of competition. Round 1, I went against Gadgets, Machina Gadgets, Adam Hammond, 1-2-0, I believe. Yeah, not a lot to say about that. He put up a good fight, It was a learning curve for me, because I was still learning during playing the tournament what Mermails actually do. So then round 2, I went against Geargia. I lost 2-0. I explained that I was sitting behind Zen Mains with Doomcal on the field, and I activated Aqua Spirit's effect, which was stupid. So, you know, that's a thing. Round 3, there was only 3 rounds of Swiss, unfortunately. I went against Exodia, which I really was not happy with, because I wanted to play Yu-Gi-Oh!, not just be trolled. Actually, against Exodia, I started in these cards here. Doomcal Knights and Light Mirrors. Yeah. Because I was playing Royal Magical Library. Royal Magical Library is a light, I think. So this stops Royal Magical Library, and when Royal Magical Library activates to put a spell counter on it, Doomcal Knight will obviously tribute itself to blow up Royal Magical Library. So that's what I decided for the Exodia matchup. I was quite lucky to actually have something for the Exodia matchup, to be honest. Because it's not exactly something that you plan to play against, really, is it? So yeah, that was the 3 rounds of Swiss. I won 2 out of 3 rounds of Swiss, then entered the top 4. First round top 4, I get paired against Alex Reed Lofts, playing Boojin, which was annoying, because I don't like Boojin, but I won game 1, which was good. Made me feel a bit confident. And then game 2, I just didn't open that great a hand. I mean, I saw things like Doomcal Knight and stuff, but you know, I didn't have the pike. I had too many pikes and turges and not enough cards to pitch with it to make some plays. So, you know, and then game 3, I saw me debunks. And it was a very close game. I saw me debunks, me light mirrors, me zombie world. So yeah, tell me what you think. Likes, dislikes, improvements. You know, I'm open to opinions. You know, I'm new to playing strictly meta. Just go over this again. New to playing strictly meta, so you know, any advice will be taken into careful consideration and all that jazz. So yeah, thumbs up if you liked it. Hope you liked it, and tune in again next time, guys. This is NeoNexudus, and I'm signing out. Peace.